Welcome to your Brandon Bruin Report featuring your anchors, Neil Yosef, Basil Saleh, Ben Kwan, and Victor Nunga.
Good morning, Branham. Today is Friday, December 6th, and this is your Bruin Report.
It is with a heavy heart that we must report that Nelson Mandela has passed away at the age of 95 from advanced age and complications from a recurring lung infection. Mr. Mandela was most well known for his part in ending the apartheid in South Africa, later serving as the country's first black president. Mandela was born in a tiny South African village in 1918. In college, he formed the Youth League of African National Congress, a group dedicated to ending the segregationist policies of the white South African government known as the apartheid. In 1964, he was sentenced to life in prison for a conspiracy to overthrow the government. He would remain in prison amidst increasing international pressure to free him for the next 26 years. He was released on February 11, 1990. In 1994, Mandela was elected president of South Africa in the country's first ever election in which its black majority could vote. During his term as president, Mandela established a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to investigate human rights abuses committed during the apartheid. He was also instrumental in beginning to heal the racial wounds caused by years of oppression. Needless to say, this was a huge loss, and he will be missed. On Wednesday, December 4th, Branham hosted a district-wide parent forum on the new Common Core academic standards, which have been adopted by 45 states, including California. The meeting informed parents of students in both our districts and our feeder districts about what the transition to these new national standards will mean for students. Beginning next year, students will see changes in mathematics pathways, higher literacy standards, and shifts in the way the teachers teach core subjects, with more attention to project-based learning, more reading in all subjects, and a greater focus on critical thinking. Branham's teachers have been working for the past 2 years on the transition. If you or your parents have questions about Common Core, you can visit at www.corestandards.org.
Today, Penny Wars ends, and the class with the highest number of points wins a hot chocolate and donut party. Good luck to everyone.
There were some great performances on Wednesday and Thursday at the winter showings of the Nutcracker. It was a pleasant night filled with dances and laughs. Big thanks to Miss Brazil and the entire cast for putting on another great show.
During second period, Best Buddies is holding a dance for the Special Education Department of all schools in the Campbell Union High School District. Students from Lee, Prospect, and many more will be attending this festivity of Christmas spirit.
Tonight is Musicians Night at 7 p.m. in the PAC. It's $5 with ASB and $7 without. Proceeds will go directly to Typhoon Haiyan Relief.
This Saturday, Branham will be hosting an SAT boot camp for any and all interested students for only $25. The session will be conducted by an expert instructor from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and will include a full-length practice exam and a strategy guide session. Please check your school loop email for more information regarding this program.
This week, Branham boys basketball was scheduled to play 4 games. The first game was on Monday against Sobrado, and Branham lost 49-33. The second game was against Live Oak, and Branham won with a score of 51-36. The third game was against Lynbrook, with Branham winning 47-43. The last game of this week is being held today against Oakwood. JV at 5:30 and varsity at 7. Go Bruins.
Also, next Friday will be the Make-A-Wish rally during tutorial in the gym. Please join us for this special event.
Well, I'm your Branham weather team, and it is 54 degrees out, and I do not have my coat. Next week on Monday, it'll be 53 degrees, and I will hopefully have my coat. And then it'll be up to 57, which is a little better, but I still cannot feel my fingers. Daniel, please help me.
Thank you. No, it's freezing. And Wednesday of next week will be a high of 60 and a low of 44 with a 10% chance of rain. That'll be a lot of fun. Thursday of next week is a high of 57 with a low of 45 degrees.
I can't feel my face anymore.
I can. And Friday next week will be 58 degrees, really warm, and a low of 45 with a 10% chance of rain.
Can we go back in the room now, please?
Here is a schedule for next week's events. On December 7th, boys soccer versus Sierra at home. SAT 8 a.m. On December 10th, 11th grade college night. Boys soccer versus Westmont at Westmont. Girls basketball versus Los Gatos at home. Girls soccer versus Homestead at home. Boys basketball tournament, JV only, at Lynbrook. On December 11th, band concert window at Performing Arts Center. On December 12th, boys soccer versus Mountain View at home. Choir concert, girls basketball versus Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Girls soccer versus Santa Clara at Santa Clara. Parent info night, 7 p.m. On December 13th, boys basketball versus Lee at Lee. Boys soccer versus Mission Prep at Mission Prep. Girls basketball versus Lee at Lee. And the Make-A-Wish rally. December 14th, ACT at 8 a.m.
On behalf of everyone at the Bruin Report, thanks and see you next week.